Joseph Rambeck, Public Speaking 101, and this is my final speech for the semester. Music has been around forever. The concept of playing a tune and singing certain words in order to invoke a certain feeling within a person is nothing new. Whatever your background, I can almost guarantee that all of you at least once has been impacted by a song and thought, those words really spoke to me. This brings me to the topic of my speech today, songwriting. I'm a self-proclaimed songwriter, and I would like to explain 3 things that have helped me to write songs. This, I hope, will help to foster a deeper understanding of what I think it takes to make lyrics in a song, and to maybe even help you take that first step on how to write a song for yourself. First, songwriting takes vulnerability. The act of writing a song truly from the heart is not possible without vulnerability. Yes, you can write a song that has nothing to do with yourself and that you have never experienced the emotion that the song expresses. But when it comes down to the reason for songwriting and why one does it, for connection, vulnerability is a must. According to the dictionary, part of the definition of art is, quote, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power, end quote. That definition specifically says, created primarily for their beauty and emotional power. Now, with that in mind, the definition of vulnerability is, quote, capable of being physically or emotionally wounded. Well, I hope in songwriting you aren't being physically wounded, and if you are, then please reach out to me because, well, you might be doing it wrong. But vulnerability also means ready to be emotionally wounded. I don't think this means to be purposefully harming yourself emotionally. I just think it means being ready to express, feel, and share that emotion outside of your own head where thoughts and emotions are safely protected. This is regardless of whether another human being ever hears it. So, in other words, songwriting is an art. Art expresses emotion, and vulnerability is necessary in order to express emotion. The second concept I think is necessary in order to write lyrics is to have a direction or some kind of focus when writing your song. I remember time and time again trying to write songs, putting out ideas for lyrics and just not knowing what to do in order to make them work. Often there were so many thoughts running around in my head that I just wanted to get them out but didn't know how, or, what was most common, I would have a hard time focusing on what emotion I was feeling and where it was coming from. If you can find one emotion, whether it be love, sadness, or happiness, and can fine-tune it down to where that emotion is directed, even if it be about dinosaur chicken nuggets and how much you love them, it might be that much easier to pick and choose which thoughts are relevant to your song. One thing in my experience that helped me the most was when I was overwhelmed with a certain emotion, I would focus on that specific emotion in order to fuel my songs, which gave me direction and made it that much easier to get started and know what I wanted to say. Finally, confidence is necessary as well. Now, I'm not talking about a radical confidence of going out in front of random people in public and playing a song you've written, although I think it is a terrifyingly fun activity that merits a lot of growth in a person. Instead, I am talking about confidence in just writing. To take thoughts out of your head and see that maybe they are good or maybe they are bad, but they are your thoughts. To have the confidence to start writing and to take the time to sit with yourself or others you trust and not be afraid, or more accurately, overcome your fear of not being that good. This is where I want to make a very important point. Songwriting is never about creating a song for an Ed Sheeran, Alec Benjamin, or John Mayer sized crowd. It's about documenting your journey, not drowning in a head full of thoughts, and knowing yourself a little better. Songwriting is much more than simply the lyrics, like the melody, music melody, and organization of the chorus and verse depending on the song. But the mindset I try to have when songwriting, and what has worked for me, is what I wanted to share today. You don't have to be amazing lyrically in order to write songs. If you are searching for that number one spot in the charts, cool. But I think after a certain point, your motivation might dwindle because, let's face it, getting on the charts is hard. However, if you focus on the connection you can gain with other people through your vulnerability, focus, and confidence in your own songwriting, even if you only ever play your songs for one person, that's where songwriting finds its purpose. I hope you've learned more about songwriting today, and I hope I have helped encourage you to try writing songs for yourself. Thank you.